If you're still struggling with consent, then just imagine, instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they reply, "Oh my god, yes, I would absolutely love a cup of tea. Thank you." Then you know that they want a cup of tea. If you say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" and they say, "Not really sure, fancy one," then you can still make them a cup of tea, or not, but be aware that they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, now this is the important part, don't make them drink it. If they say, "No thanks," then don't make them tea, at all. Don't make them drink tea, don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea, they just don't want tea, okay? They might say, "Yes please, that's very kind of you," but by the time the tea arrives they decide that actually they don't want tea at all. And sure, this can be annoying if you've gone through the effort of making the tea, but they're under no obligation to drink the tea. They wanted tea, and now they don't. And sometimes people change their mind in the time it takes to boil the kettle, to brew the tea, to add the milk, but that's okay. People can change their mind. Okay, now maybe they were conscious when you asked them, "Do you want some tea?" and they said, "Yes please," but in the time it took to boil the kettle, to brew the tea and add the milk, they're now unconscious. You should just put the tea down and make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part, don't make them drink it, because unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea round your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you turning up unexpectedly at their place, making them tea and forcing them to drink it, saying, "But you wanted tea last weekend," or waking up to you forcing tea down their throat saying, "But you wanted it last night." Now if you're thinking this is a silly analogy, then yes, you're right. Of course you wouldn't make someone drink tea just because they agreed to it last week. And of course, you would never force tea down the throat of an unconscious person just because they agreed to tea 5 minutes ago when they were conscious. But if you can imagine something as ludicrous as making people drink tea when they don't want it, then how hard can it be when it comes to sex? Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything. And on that note, I'm off to make myself a cup of tea.